we are living, Saujanya, in the age of AI, where it's already taken over like almost 50 to 60% of, let's say, coding jobs.
Negotiation.
Step one in negotiation, especially in business negotiations, where most salespeople go wrong. Pricing is a function of value, and if you're able to demonstrate that, not just in your as a sales guy in your selling career, dating is the closest thing to selling in everyday life. Anything which is repeatable will be overtaken by the AI. Now, what will be left? Get as revenue aligned as you can early in your career. Human relationships, are like bank accounts. Now, the best salespeople in business, I have seen them sell the cost of inaction. The thumb rule is, boring is good. I proudly say that I have just 2 skills in life. I can sell and I can coach how to sell. I do not have a 3rd skill. The people who we value, who inspire us, are actually the ones who are solving something important. Not everybody can become a leader. And this problem will continue to be there because of the law of averages. You pick up one and it takes you 3-4 seconds to figure out that this is a cold call. What gives it away in 3-4 seconds? What gives it away is, most of the times for us, is the lead with.
First of all, thank you so much for coming. I feel like everybody should understand sales. First, to see how you can apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
And be a seller of your own self.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the learnings of selling is a different ballgame itself. So I do believe that everybody should do sales at some point, preferably very early on in your career.
I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah. A long time back, somebody told me, and I'm a strong believer in this, either you make or you sell.
Yeah.
Don't count in between. So if you see, like, in tough economic situations like this, right, the only things which are always safe are the people who are either making or selling.
Yeah.
So get as revenue aligned as you can early in your career, and have that little portion in your resume if you don't want to make it a whole career out of it, and I think that helps. So I started my journey at SalesEdge, by the way, in Bangalore, in my 2 BHK, and I left Gartner. It was a B2B business. It had its own long sales cycles, the prospecting cycles, and then there was delivery, and then there was billing. So what used to happen, and I was the only one who was doing all of this. I had like 2 phones. So I would like just call up with one. I'll say like, hey, hi, this is Rahul. I'm calling from SalesEdge. Yeah, I'll put my founder on the line with you.
Hey, but that is smart.
So, I did all of that. And I did all of that. And then after 6 months, I would realize that, going through the whole cycle of prospecting, building a funnel, closing deals, delivering, billing a client, and then I was again back to the whole grind. After 6 months, I would realize that, oh God, I don't have a funnel again. And in 2 years of time frame, I realized that this is 100,000x much more tougher than being in any job. Yeah. I broke down twice when I started thinking that, do I apply again? Do I go back to corporate again? I, in fact, gave an interview once.
In between this.
And you would not believe what happened. So, I was being interviewed by Capgemini for their India Analyst Relations Head role. And I just couldn't figure out myself. I couldn't see myself wearing the tag badge again. So I was in the final round with a French lady. And in the interview, I was like, trying to process myself. I was picturing myself wearing the name tag. And in between, I just blurted out, I said, hey, will it be okay if I don't join you full time? Can I be a consultant? And I'll charge you half the money that I'm asking for right now. And she got so mad at me. Rightly so. I wasted time. And she was like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, like, are you... Like, make up your mind. What do you want? Do you want this or do you not want this? right? So yeah, I mean, it's a part of the journey that we all go through.
Yeah.
But thankfully, yeah, we are here. And if somebody asks me, hey, what is the turning point? I don't have a turning point. I mean, I think it just, I segued from that grind of that day to the grind of today.
Yeah.
And I can't put a finger on when it all changed. It just continued to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of my own thing.
Yeah.
Where did it change? So as a very young child, I think I was 15, 16 or something.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, your notes is really nice. And till then I didn't look at my notes as nice.
Okay.
And so I then went and tried to sell it. And paise aaya. So that was the first time I realized I can survive anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I now know how to
sell.
earn.
Yeah.
How to make money.
Yeah.
It didn't come across as I know how to sell. Because selling to kiya nahi. I
Correct.
just went and gave my notes to a Xerox shop.
Right.
And
Okay.
I said, Bhaiya, dekho.
Make 20 copies.
See how many, what will happen. But gradually I realized I am pretty decent enough to survive.
Yeah.
That changed. That completely changed the mindset for me.
Wow.
Because the moment you realize that you don't need someone to take care of you, you're good.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You'll figure out.
Correct.
I want to go, this word value is like, it's like, beaten to death. The meaning is very different.
Yeah. The funny thing is, you talked about pricing, na? Pricing is a function of value. And value is the most abused and the least understood word.
Yes.
Across.
Yes.
If I work a lot with enterprise sales teams, right? 9 out of 10 reps that you sit in a Monday morning call with and you do sitting in a deal assessment and you ask them, hey, we lost this deal, all right, yeah, cool. Why do you think we lost this deal? 9 out of 10 times, the answer is going to be because the competitor gave it cheaper. And the reality could not be more further away from that.
Yes.
You did not win the deal. It could be XYZ 10 different reasons. Price is not really. And by the way, I mean, just to our audiences who are listening out there, we are not talking about the B2C commodity products here, right? We are talking about high deal value software enterprise class solutions, right?
Like Adobe Creators.
I mean any software service or any B2B solution for that matter, right? We're not choosing between this chammach and that chammach, right? So then it's a peer-to-peer comparison, it's a commodity or something like that. You and I go like, okay, no, right? But let's say, for example, if hair color, you get an option because this is so personal and you're also scared about, hey, what if I put a wrong product, right? And it makes my hair thinner or it makes my hair fall or something, right? And you get two options. This is really cheap and this is really premium. Personally, as you, Saujanya, I can give it in writing. You know nothing about what goes inside both the hair colors.
True.
But 10 out of 10 times, you're going to pick the more expensive ones. Why? Because in your head,
you're research kiya
hoga. Something like that, right? So in your head, you are associating the price, the value of the product with the price.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep saying, I mean, pricing is a function of value.
Yeah.
And if you're able to demonstrate that, not just as a sales guy in your selling career, but as an individual in everyday life, you're at least a little more likely to be successful than rest of your peers in the life.
Now, my audience is not sellers. This conversation, probably we might hit about 10, 15, 100 sellers.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that to just 25 to 45-year-olds who are professionals, who are artists, who are different journeys of themselves. And they could be relationship rebooters, they could be career rebooters, entrepreneurs, lifestyle rebooters, health rebooters. How do you define value for them?
I think the value question that you're asking me associated with worth in everyday life, for different people, different walks of life, I strongly associated with the kind of problems that you're solving in your everyday life and who you are. You've got a great team sitting out here, right? There could be so many other people who are doing the same thing. Why is Jyotsna so valuable to you? What's her worth to you when there are others available? Because of the problems that she solves for you, and that has two sides. One is the kind of business skills that she has, right? The subject matter expertise, how deep she's into it. And second is how comfortable personally you are with her. That's the personal equation that I'm talking about. So if I go back to, talking about, hey, how does one decide their worth? I think it can be directly equatable to what kind of problems that you are solving in your everyday life and the kind of domain expertise that you have, whatever you're doing. So I strongly believe in this. I mean, even if you're doing the smallest of the jobs that you personally think could be, it's a menial job or it's something, how good are you in that one thing? We are living, Saujanya, in the age of AI, where it's already taken over like almost 50 to 60% of, let's say, coding jobs, right? So you and I are sure about one thing, that anything which is monotonous, anything which is repeatable will be overtaken by the AI. Now what will be left? The people who will be valued tomorrow are the ones who have a deep vertical expertise. We are not looking at the age or set of professionals from whatever walk you come from. It's a bad idea to go out there in the interview and say, hey, I can do 10 different things. I can do product marketing, I can do digital marketing, I can do product management, I am a developer also, I'm pre-sales also, I'm CSM also, I have done 6 months in sales also. No, that doesn't work anymore. What the world is moving towards is a heavy verticalized specialization, and that is something, your specialization, your expertise in doing one something will define your worth and who you are. I proudly say that I have just 2 skills in life.
Which is?
I can sell and I can coach how to sell. I do not have a third skill, and I'm proud about it.
So for them sitting here, right, if they were to just look at, let me put her in the spot or Kaustubh itself, right? What's value? Like, how do they go about? Do they just sit back? Because oftentimes, like I said earlier, we associate ourselves with the title, the company we are working for. You remove all that. What you're saying is, at the core, this question of self-worth, know your self-worth is such a cliche. No one teaches us how to figure that out. So let's probe a little more here.
Value, if I talk about 2 different professionals, right? They both bring value to their respective organization and bosses and their customers in a very different way. Now, value for me is a twofold thing. One, from a high-level definition point of view, value is nothing but the impact of your solution or your skills on somebody's problems that you're trying to solve. Your value is the ability to provide solutions faster, better than anyone else and have a bigger impact on my life. And that impact can be quantified and probably cannot be quantified. But are you bringing in that impact? Look at it from this lens. Think of one person who inspires you. Give me one name. It could be a leader, political leader. It could be a poet. It could be an actor. It could be someone from your personal life. It could be anyone. Give me one name.
Who inspires me.
Yeah, who really inspires you. And I'll go across the hall to just check.
Yeah.
Who inspires you? Sadhguru. Who inspires you?
Wow. Many. I think
Yeah,
many.
just take one random name. This is not a trick question. I just want to go to. I want to help you
I think for
find
me
something.
it is nature.
Give me one name.
Name you want.
Yeah. I need one name. I need one individual, one person.
I like Esther Perel. What is her name? Esther.
Esther?
Yeah. She's the psychologist.
Yeah.
I think
All
I
right.
like her.
Okay, you like her.
Yeah.
Who do you like, sir? Shantanu Kumar. Do you have somebody who really inspires you?
Yeah, there's this guy,
Kapil Gupta. Come here. No, that's okay, Gen Z.
Hey, don't be bullied by this. Even this Jen, what am I? Old bloke took a while to actually respond to this question.
Now, these are all the people. Just look at this, okay? These are all the people who inspire us, right? Kapil Gupta, Esther, I'm forgetting Shantanu Kumar, Sadhguru, right? If you look at one common thing across these people, they are the ones who are solving some one big problem. And if I take the name of randomly 5 politicians for you and ask you, hey, do they inspire you? You'll be, no, I'm not sure, no.
Today's day.
Yeah. So, the question is, who's a leader, who's not a leader, who adds value, etc., right? I mean, if I just club everything into one bucket, the people who we value, who inspire us, are actually the ones who are solving something important. They're not just talk. So what differentiates is, there are people who are doers, and then there are procrastinators. Yeah? There are people who are solving problems. Are you solving a problem that needs solving? And there is a difference. Sometimes we make up a problem to solve. And that's something that, a lot of, that's a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs do probably in their lives.
Chasing the wrong problem.
Chasing a wrong problem to solve.
If I have to talk to my future self, and then it starts from there, right? What's our future self going to look like? What's the problem I'm solving for myself? And from there, how do I go about where am I today?
Yeah.
What is it? I have to go deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
And that is the self-worth I'm going to start bringing, or the
Correct.
value I'm bringing.
Correct.
And I'm going to start grooming myself. So first I need to sell it to myself.
Exactly. This is an example that I love quoting. Dating is the closest thing to selling in everyday life.
To selling?
Yeah. You know how? I mean, my left hand, personal life, my right hand, business. Dating. 2 strangers involved. Selling. There are 2 strangers involved. Somebody reaches out to somebody.
Same thing.
Somebody reaches out to somebody. Now, in dating, if you talk about, take this example. By the way, and even before you start, and if you're a guy, right? I mean, in your college or something, right? You start with a wide net of prospects. You start reaching out to people. See, they all agree with me here, okay?
Really?
Yeah. You need options. So you basically start prospecting.
Okay.
Right? And
How-
all you need in both the cases is one conversation. All you're hoping for is, hey, here, you're asking for a coffee date. Here, you're asking for a 30-minute conversation. You're going to do your discovery call. Now, when somebody asks you out, would you like a person who are all about themselves? No. If you go out on a coffee date,
But you meet a lot of them.
And yeah, you do meet a lot of them. Yeah. And that happens in sales too.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically these two things are like so closely associated. But yes, if talking about relationships, right? what we talk about and the kind of people that we like are the ones who are interested in us, who are not about, hey, you know what, I'm so cool, I did this, I'm a swimming champion, I scored this much, I work here, I earn this, I drive this car, I have this bungalow. No, nobody wants to know how cool you are. People like and respect if they're interested in you or not. It's driven by questions. Hey, what's your aspiration? What do you like? There's a difference in saying, we're going to have Chinese tonight versus, would you like to have Chinese tonight? You see what I'm saying here? So people who are interested in you rather than themselves are the ones who are more successful in business and in dating. You want to meet them, right? Now, yeah.
You said prospecting.
Yeah.
And you go through
loads
of prospecting.
Yeah.
That itself is a bad way to start, isn't
no,
it?
Why? Your success rate. You start with the top of the funnel always is heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
but you need to have some filter on top, right?
Oh, yeah,
every
you do.
Tom, Dick and Harry can't come into your
of course.
prospecting.
Now you're talking my world, right? Yeah, so like in business, we have the ICP defined. So
ICP, what is ICP?
Ideal customer profile.
Okay.
So these are the kind of customers that I will go after. This is the size, this is the revenue, number of employees, these are the designations, these are the geos that I want to go after only, right? Here also, you have some mental ICPs defined, more in women than in men. Yeah, like this is the kind of guy that I want to be with, I'm exploring right now. All right, I'll go for a coffee with a few, see how it feels. That's what we do, we explore, and then you click with someone. Now, what makes you click? Or what makes the other person click for you? It's never the people who come across too strong on you about how good they are. But it's always the potential of the partnership, where it will go and how it will transform me in the future. My life in this partnership, where will it go? You see what I mean here?
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same.
So there,
both the places.
If I don't know what my self-worth is, then I am another prospect to the hundreds there.
Exactly.
And I might just go after the wrong problem.
Exactly.
That is a problem then.
I might go after the wrong solution if I don't know, right? Because if you just look at the whole landscape, right, what we are talking about right now, and why are we going through, I mean, just talking about, relating the whole concept here, right? The importance of valuing yourself. We undervalue ourselves. I mean, you work in this space more than I do probably, right? A lot of people come to you and say, hey, you know what, I'm in this shitty relationship right now where I just feel that I'm giving. I'm being controlled.
Sounds very familiar to
Sounds very familiar, yeah. And are these the kind of relationships which are sustainable? No. The concept, we talk about one concept in selling, which is power buys from power, or the relationship of equals. If you're a sales guy, you need to come across, you're still selling to, say, top-notch CMOs, CROs, CEOs, CHROs, etc. The guys who are most successful are the ones who come across as an equal to them. They start the conversation right from the first handshake and the first icebreaker sentence that comes out from your mouth. It's not, you don't have to bend 90 degrees and say, sir, I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for your time. No, gone are the days. And similarly in relationships, it is the relationship of equals. Why do we see so many splits today, Sachanya? The reason we see so many splits today, because now both men and women want a relationship of equals. You don't want somebody to take a higher moral plank and tell you what to do. It's about understanding your opinions, your preferences, your choices, your aspirations. What are your ambitions? And then I want to align with that. Yeah? That's where you also see your potential coming to the fullest. That's the kind of relationship that works in the business, and that's the kind of relationship that works in personal life. We undersell ourselves. We underestimate ourselves most of the times.
Is it with sellers as well? They underestimate.
I mean, it's. I'm just talking about across the board. I mean, with all kinds of people. Most people underestimate themselves and the skills and the passion that they bring to the table. They're like, hey, am I even good? Am I even there? Am I even doing this? If I look at Kamala, she's like, hey, what do you bring to the table? I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if my research skills are valued right now. Of course they are. Because the kind of research that you put, and if I zoom into it further, and I go, hey, this industry, this particular space, I'm the best in this micro little space that I have created for myself. And then I'm going to go and say, hey, you know what? I made Saujanya Shetty go from 0 subscribers to reach 1.8 million. That's the impact that you bring, and go get a, sort of an interview scheduled with Joe Rogan. Yeah. So there is a problem that you're solving, but the bigger problem that we come across, especially with the younger generation today, is the fact that we underestimate ourselves all the time. We undervalue ourselves. We don't think that what we are doing is big enough or important enough or could be valuable enough. But hey, start linking it back. Is it solving something for someone? And the more you start your specialization, like I said, tomorrow and this world is going to be a world of specialization, Saujanya. Do mark my word on this one. It's not going to be about jack of all anymore. It's going to be about master of one. Yeah. And the more you start specializing deeper into one industry, one expertise, one area, one vertical, the more valued you'll be in the future. If you're a content writer, be the world's best content writer. If you're a content writer who writes about plants, and then you're a content writer who writes about aquatic plants, and then you're a content writer who talks about aquatic plants in the Atlantic. You see what I'm saying? That makes you valuable, because you're solving a niche, hard to solve problem that nobody else in the world is working on, and that's a specialization that we value. Human relationships, are like bank accounts. What do you do in a bank account?
Keep taking money out.
Save.
You can do two things.
Deposit and
withdrawal. Similarly, in life you meet two kinds of people. People who either deposit in you or withdraw from you. Have you ever personally experienced, you're talking to somebody on the phone, just on the phone, and how they suck the light out of you?
Yeah. Do you know people like that?
Yeah.
Look at their heads nodding. No, that's true.
Yeah. And then there are people you meet and interact, and they just inject something, some positivity into you, some knowledge into you, some confidence into you. They inspire you to do better. That's people who are depositing into you. You and I value relationships and people in our lives who deposit in us.
Yeah.
So if you want to be valued more, it has a direct correlation with what you give to the people who you care about. And why people hate politicians? Because they withdraw.
Yeah.
They take things away. That's human psychology.
You're talking about decision process as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're saying you don't go about, it's not like, oh, this is my value, so prospect hundreds come. I am doing the prospecting first. Who do I share this value with? And then you're going deeper.
I identify the right people to be with, work with, whatever. Yeah.
And this holds good of the even dating, relationships, everything.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you take praises and all well?
No.
Do you know?
I don't. I remember I was doing this workshop in Calcutta, and I think I did something decent. and when we ended the day 2, and I'll always till I am in my senses, I'll always remember that day, that evening. I ended the program. It was day 2, and we had the whole set of participants, and the claps usually start and end like in 15-20 seconds normally. This was like 30 seconds.
Wow.
And ongoing, and I walked out of that room.
You walked out.
I was like, no, this is not right. So yeah, I don't, and I think the reason I don't take praise as well, I don't want to think too much about it, because in my line of work, it's very, very easy to get into your head. Yeah. The idea is to repeat the process again and again and again and again. One assignment over, one job done, you put your head back and repeat the whole process all over again, like you're starting all over again. The more I'll think about, hey, what I did 3 assignments back, it's going to impact my head in a bad way. So it's so important to forget and move on from all the applause and the success and the whistles and the claps that you receive on one day. Yeah, soak in it in that moment, but snap out the next. I would strongly suggest that.
It's like marathon runs, right?
Of course.
You don't compete with other runners.
Right.
When you're in a marathon of any kind, cycling or any long distance marathons, not just running, any life itself, it's not about how am I doing when compared to the other person.
Right.
I think that is such a losing battle.
Yeah.
I think such a short-sighted way of looking at, it's very transactional.
Correct.
I think you should look more long term.
Yeah.
Even relationships. So that's why I like the conversation you had about relationships. It's an investment. When you look at it long term, then you're constantly beating your personal best.
Right.
And you're growing and evolving.
Yeah.
And in that space of growth, you will start, the deposits are very exponential.
Correct.
And they keep coming.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they come from random places.
Right.
It's never people you know.
Right.
It's very new people. Like 2 years back, I don't think this was in my head even.
Yeah.
That this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was like nobody will listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I really started thinking nobody will listen.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just mine.
Yeah.
I need to learn. It is my attitude makeover.
Yeah.
But I think gradually it grows.
Yeah.
It builds.
And if you see, if you did not have the love and the passion for this space, neither would you be able to do a good job, nor you would have been able to stay in this for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is why it is so important to do what you love. I mean, I know it's a beaten to death statement.
Yeah.
But all of us have been caught up in our careers once in a while here and there, some of us probably still, that we are doing it as a rut of life.
Yeah.
And something that we are not really enjoying it, and we constantly keep looking out for that creative pursuit. Okay, I'm going to do something that really makes me wake up on Monday mornings and like dress up for work.
Yeah.
But
I think, see,
it's so
this whole
important
passion and pursuit of purpose and all is like, it's very cliche. I think.
Yeah.
I think in my workshops also, when I go conduct these, if someone's asked you to come and attend this, you are very distracted. You're not invested in it.
yeah,
If you've come intentionally
on your own,
yeah, that learning process is very different. Now, in your career also, you may not like every part of the job. So
Yeah.
there are things you like, there
Yeah.
are things you don't like in everything.
yeah,
But it's about having that personal intent of 2 years from here,
Yeah.
I want to see myself this way.
Yeah.
That drive then comes from inside.
Right.
You don't need someone else sitting and telling you.
Yeah.
Then it's very driven.
Yeah.
Once you reach that, then you'll figure out, okay,
Yeah.
I've reached here, now what?
Yeah.
But that is where you've
Yeah.
practiced the art of
Yeah.
upping the game for yourself. It's not about how is that person doing, how is that person growing, usko promotion mila, mere ko nahi mila. Yeah, you know, she's got a great husband or a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm more beautiful. Why am I not? So
it is about, if you see these things now, they boil down to a why. In selling, the best salespeople boil down to finding out the why behind everything. And it starts from the first meeting itself. Hey, Saujanya, why did you agree to meet me in the first place? Right? Why are you even evaluating something like this? What's not right? They ask great questions and they uncover the ultimate why behind things. It is never transactional with them. That's one quality of great reps. Similarly in life, the people who are in general successful, they have the why clearly answered. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing, Sayan? Do you know your why behind what you're doing? And it could be unclear today. It could be unclear today. It could be a little foggy here and there. But the faster you figure out the why, the faster you are going to be successful.
Yeah.
The shorter would be your sales cycle, and the shorter would be your personal growth cycle if you figure out the why in your life. Why you're doing what you're doing.
It's a very and it requires iterations.
Yeah, it requires iterations. It's
not
not
once.
No, there's no magic, there's no trick to it. It is a constant evolution of you as a human being. The prospecting piece. It's not the sales process yet, right? That is the part where you're reaching out to a stranger and saying, and all you want is a little of their attention to turn back at you and say, hey, hi, yeah, interesting, let's talk. That's all you want, right? Now, how do you get that attention? Do you get that attention? Would you gain their attention by talking about yourself? No. You get that attention by talking about them. The conversation that the best salespeople have is they shift the spotlight from themselves to the other person, to the prospect. I'm interested in you. And this is this is how I was talking about that, how personal relationships and selling is so similar. When you're reaching out to an absolute cold stranger, you're trying to sell the meeting to them. And by the way, a very interesting part here is, just talking about prospecting. One of the most common mistakes that most people do is they try to sell the product. Oh no. The selling would happen later on when they agree to sit with you. At this point, just sell the meeting, secure the time, exit. Don't over-intellectualize this. Don't turn your first cold call into a discovery call. Nobody's interested in that. Nobody's interested in your product. Not your features, not your business, not how good you are. They are interested about themselves. If I was a sales guy and I was trying to sell you some, podcast equipments, or if I'm a designer, I have to reach out to you to decorate your set here. I have two ways to do that. Option one, imagine this. Tring, tring.
Hello there.
Hi, is it Saujanya?
Yes, this is Saujanya here.
Saujanya, my name is Bhawani. I'm calling on behalf of ABC Private Limited. We are the sellers of this, and what happens then? You disconnect in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was not interested.
Not interested, right? Scene 2, Act 1. Tring, tring.
Hi there.
Hey, Saujanya.
Hi.
Saujanya, hi. My name is Bhawani. I just saw your recent episode with the Baba that you did on your last podcast. By the way, it blew my mind to know. Oh, hey, by the way, I might have just called you at a wrong time. Is it okay if I take 30 seconds with you right now?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of something, but sure.
You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Yeah.
The idea, I think, I wasn't trying to praise you.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is gain your attention by talking about you, by being interested in you, your work.
Yeah.
And at this point, now psychology says, how long does it take? Let's talk about cold calls. Let's talk about prospecting a little bit. How long does it take for you to figure out that this is a cold call?
The first 3-4 minutes,
Oh,
seconds.
3-4 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Across the board? 3-4 seconds? And you hang up after that? Yeah. What gives it away that this is a cold call?
Hi, is this Saujanya? Am I speaking with Saujanya?
Yeah, go on.
Do I have a few minutes?
Yeah.
Can
that.
I get a few minutes?
Yeah, that's one opening.
Right? Or
Is it a good time to
is
talk?
it a good time to talk?
Yeah, that's one opening, right?
Yeah.
That gives it away. That's a very
Yeah.
salesy phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Sometimes what gives it away is, most of the times for us, is the lead with their product, their solution,
That's gonna take-
their company's name.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Bhawani. I'm calling on behalf of HDFC. And no, man. Right? This is like sales written here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what do? We hang up.
We hang up.
Now, you and I have no idea at that point how good the pitch is, if this is useful for me or not.
Yeah.
Is there something valuable for me or not? We haven't let them complete, right?
True. I switched off even before.
You switched off even before because, you know one thing? We love to buy, but we hate getting sold. कोई कहता है आपको मॉल जाने को? खुद ही जाते हो. Right? Now, imagine this. So if you have, so now psychology says, the longer I hold you, if I hold you on the call for about 15-16 seconds, the chances of me just executing my elevator pitch increases by 80%. So, as a sales guy, I have a twofold job. First, to keep you on the phone for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
If I can just keep you there. And once you're there, then I have 80% chance to at least deliver my pitch.
Yeah.
I'll be a little more successful.
Yeah.
At least you're going to listen to me. Right? And that's exactly what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I'm saying, otherwise, if you're going to stay transactional, what happens exactly is what happens in flea markets. You're a shopaholic.
I used to be.
Yeah. You go to flea markets, right? Janpat, Sarojini, the ones in Bangalore. What happens? You're walking down the road. There's stalls both the sides. You stop by and you just look at something.
And that's it.
And that's it. And they'll be like, madam, aa jao, madam, aa jao. Right? Daam lag jayega, madam, aa jao, dekh lo, madam, right?
Yeah.
And what do? What's your instant knee-jerk reaction is?
Nahi.
Why? Because you don't want to be sold psychologically. You love shopping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Man lo, imagine you stay.
Yeah.
All right, chalo, I'll one look. Right? You pick up a top, you pick up a t-shirt, you pick up a cap or something. What's the next thing that you ask for?
What's the price?
What's the price? So, your relationship is gotten transactional in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want a transactional relationship at any cost. Now, fast forward, it's a weekend. You go to the mall. You go to one of your favorite stores. You're shopping, you're walking around Zara. You're like flipping hangers. There's a sales guy who walks up to you. What do they say?
Like what you're wearing.
I like what you're wearing. They compliment you. They ask you a question. What
Not in
size
Zara, but yeah.
Yeah. For example, right? I mean, I'm just saying
Fair.
modern retailing.
Fair.
Yeah. They ask you a question. What size are you looking for? If you're a woman standing in a man's section, They ask you, hey, who are you looking for?
Yeah.
Is it for gifting?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They ask you questions, but they don't
Push
go
it.
on you. They're not pushing you, right? They're not on your head. And then you pick up something which is not 300, which is 3,000. You walk to the billing counter and you just take out your wallet, give your credit card, and you say, hey, swipe. Do you say, nahi bhaiya?
200.
800. No. You wouldn't dare do that. Again,
Yeah.
to what I said earlier, price is a function of value. You're associating a certain value, and that starts from the way you step inside the deal,
Yeah.
or as we call it, the life.
Yeah. No, this is brilliant. So what you're saying is this, going back to our earlier, how do you go and sell yourself? Like, now I know my self-worth. अब जाके सबसे बोलूं क्या मैं change catalyst हूँ आप मुझसे बात करो नहीं. What you're saying is there's a way in which you connect with your prospects and practice the art of that. How do you groom yourself from that first process of very low confidence, I'm going to try this. You're asking us to be consistent in that process. And it could be anywhere. It could be with your career. It could be with your relationships. It could be with your health also. Gym. There, it sucks into your confidence.
Correct.
So how do you?
Saujanya, the thumb rule is, boring is good. Okay? And you have to keep your head down. You have to work at it, start all over again, and you deliver it. Be it the best athletes in the world, be it the best artists in the world, they all have the same thing. Yeah. If you don't let the success hit your head, you don't let the rejection hit your heart. Yeah. You believe in yourself, you believe in your self-worth, and you continue the cycle again and again and again and again, and it is boring. Yeah. But boring is good. Rejection becomes one part of it.
Yes.
That becomes a
Yes.
practice.
Yes.
And you don't start associating yourself
Yeah.
with one rejection, with one failure in life.
Yeah.
It's about getting better, and
Yeah.
every next time you're there in the same situation,
Very true.
what newness you bring, how do you do it better?
Very true.
You do a good job,
Yeah.
stop thinking about it, put your head down,
Yeah.
repeat it.
Yes, yes. The rewards of your journey is not going to happen right there. Sometimes, to your point about boring, this process of trying, testing 1 year, 6 months to more sometimes, right? So in this process, you need to know how to handle praise for yourself, how to handle recognition for yourself, how to celebrate small wins for yourself.
Right.
And also learn how to recognize others who are coming in the process.
Of course.
To enable this for you.
Extremely important.
Right.
Yeah.
But we are not taught this.
No, I think, no, you're right. You're right. We are not taught, and this is so critical for us to understand. What we are never taught is to share the spotlight with someone else. We are taught to keep it to us. Right? We have a grading system in school, which is like number 1, 2, 3. You are 28th in class. You know where you fucking stack up on the Excel sheet as a 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You and I'm 1 and you are 3.
Yeah.
There's hardly any difference between the guy who came first and the guy who came third.
Yeah.
There's no intellect. But then as humans, and this is not just an India challenge, this is a global problem. As humans, we are the most selfish lot.
Yeah.
We always think about the WIIFM, what's in it for me, all the freaking time. We are not taught how to give it away, or how to, if I just can extrapolate this to a bigger problem, on how do I even delegate this thing. Think about any job. Large organizations. what is the number one complaint that most employees have with their managers? The number one complaint is micromanagement, yeah, but the number one complaint is I don't get the recognition that I deserve. I did that. I created that, and my partner, I worked 3 straight nights on that deck, and my partner presented that to the client, and just everybody, suddenly the whole board, the CEO, the CFO, and everybody just clapping for him, right? I don't get recognized. Now it takes a huge heart, a matured person, an involved individual, to basically say, who's not insecure about who they are, to stand up and say, hey, come up here. This is the team who pulled it all together. In fact, this guy did the part that you guys loved the most. Now that's a huge thing, but that's what makes good leaders. Why cannot everyone do it? Because leaders are few. Not everybody can become a leader. And this problem will continue to be there because of the law of averages. Most people will be masses. There will only be that 0.1% who will rise and shine.
What you're also saying is this whole journey is not a lonely one. It's about getting the right people. And sharing the stage with them.
Exactly.
Right? It's not just about just getting the right people. It's about the stage becoming bigger and bigger and bigger.
You want to run fast, you go alone. You want to run long, you go with the team. And the team only stays with you. Money is a part of it.
Yeah.
But the team only goes with you long enough if they feel valued. Yeah. And again, the question, how do they feel valued? Yeah. You value their skills, you value their presence. You give them the validation, which is not an instant gratification of giving them a check for something. Of course, that's nice. But validating what they are and who they are, and they are in the right direction. And that's how you create that tribe, that cluster around you, and you move forward.
It was good with dating, parenting, everything.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. Finally, we're coming to value selling.
Uska
framework hai. Can you talk about the framework of value selling?
It's going to be too boring for this, right? Like,
put it in the context of dating.
No. So, I think... So now, by the way, we have evolved to value and consultative selling. And what I realized, and this is a journey of how you evolve, right? What we realized, there are 2 parts to it. One is selling the value.
Yeah.
And the second is not coming across as a sales guy. Because we hate salespeople.
Yeah.
Right? And what we love instead are problem solvers. We love instead consultants, advisors, and that's where the word consultative selling comes from. So it's value and consultative selling. Now, what value and consultative selling is all about is about we coach people, we train people on how to uncover the biggest problems of the people, how do you ask the right questions, and provide a solution which is not a tell, which is ask. Hey, do you care about this? Measure the impact of it. See if you have the right people on the board and if you have the right steps to move ahead. Now, this is so funny. Of course, this is the whole framework, which is, you can just cut the whole thing out. It's boring. But let's say, how does these principles apply to in everyday life, right? See, this is why it's so... Anybody here has been through an arranged marriage process or knows one or seen one? Yeah. Now, what happens, right? I mean, if you just think of this one process, it starts with something what we call as a biodata, a profile. CV. Yeah. And again, you start with a large base of prospects, right? You don't fixate on one. You get a ton of those bios in front of you. And what do you look for? You're looking, how? You're looking for, padhai kahan se kiya hai? salary, where does the guy work, and
How does it look?
yeah, oh God, yes. Now we are talking about two aspects. Now look at this. This is so funny. We evaluate services, products, people both on two things. One is their business implications and the personal implications. Height क्या है?
Huh.
Right? If you're from Andhra and then you're a software engineer settled in US, the whole different business game is right there.
Yeah.
Right? So there are always two aspects of it. The business value and the personal and aspirations or the personal value that we look at, right? Now, if you look at the whole arrange manage process, like you have the whole bunch of CVs or resumes in front of you. You shortlist based on where have they studied, where have they gone to college, how the height, and then there are things like the height and the hobbies. Oh, plays a guitar. And then in the same CV, they'll have the family background. You know? Papa this, Mama this, father's side uncle this. Now what is that happening if you see psychologically? That is nothing but that establishes credibility. Because end of the day, we are still talking about two strangers. I need to take a leap of faith. And what do I decide on? Switch to business. You've seen people's LinkedIn profiles that says an enterprise by ex-IMIT folks, funded by Sequoia Tiger. Correct? What is that? That is credibility. People write on their profiles, ex-Flipkart, Amazon, Google. What is that? Credibility.
मेरे में भी है.
है ना? हाँ. क्यों है? Credibility. You want the world to know, oh, I was good enough at one point to be working at HP or Microsoft. So, in both in business and personal lives, we are doing the same stuff. We are looking for credibility now. The next thing, so we're talking about problem solving, right? The problem challenges, right? The impact. The next step in selling that we look for, are we talking to the right people? Have we mapped? Is it the same thing in arranged marriages? You get the biodata, the father calls you, and then you set up the first meeting. You go out on a family date, right? And then what is that basically? That first meeting is nothing but it's a discovery call. You're checking, you have this initial hypothesis about, all right, good potential future, looks promising, but let's see. And what do you do in that discovery call? Both the parties are doing nothing but evaluating each other. Yeah? Both of them are. Not just one person, right? They evaluate. And imagine if after that first meeting, nobody calls up anyone. What happens then? There's no next step.
Yeah.
What happens then?
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
The deal is dead. The stakes are off. What happens if after the first discovery call, you're reaching out to the prospect and you're like, hey, sir, what happened? And they're not picking up your call, they're not responding to your emails, there is no next step. The deal is
gone.
Dead. Yeah. So basically the next step is like a pulse in the body. What happens when there's no pulse in the body?
Dead.
When there's no next step, you're dead. And both the cases, business or personal, there has to be a next step. So you see, it is so closely binded. We're looking for a high potential individual or a firm or a solution. We're looking for the impact in our lives, both at a business and at a personal level. And there has to be the right set of people involved, both the sides, right? And there's got to be a next step to move ahead. All right, we'll move again, like personal relationships. All right, we meet again. We do the ROCA, we do this, we do the engagement. we identify the venue, this, that, right? You make a mutually agreed plan to move ahead. There. Business, you also make a mutually agreed plan to move ahead.
So you walk in with an intent as well. So, right?
Yeah.
As
of
both,
course.
Whether it's you going to have the OPIT session or in the business side, you're walking in very intentionally with, I'm going to walk out with this as a call to action.
Oh yeah, you do. You walk in with an open mind, and if one person walks into that meeting and place it in your head, both in the sales situation and in a personal relationship, okay? You walk in to meet the person for the first time, think whatever you want to, whatever situations, business or personal. You walk in to meet the person in the first time, and if that person has come with a closed mind, they have already decided on what they want to do. Will anything that you say or do make any difference to them? No. So you've got to be open-minded, right? And if one person is not, you try to turn them around, you try to nudge them a little, but there are times you can't. You can't. And if you can't, don't force yourself into that relationship, whether it's personal or business. Drop it, move ahead.
Fold.
Yes. Because it's not a relationship of equals. And that's what we want. The best salespeople sell the cost of inaction. Of course, the change is going to be tough. The change is going to be messy. Yeah. It's going to require some hard work. It's going to require, there may be a few sleepless nights, Mr. Prospect. But then let's think about it. And that's an anxiety question that you ask every time yourself and to your prospect. What happens if this doesn't change? What's the impact on you if you don't hit 20% growth this year? It should scare you. The cost of inaction is always higher than the cost that you will pay me. Yeah? And my cost to you is always going to be way lower than the impact that I will bring in your life.
Yeah.
If you are not taking a proactive step towards something, then you're only letting the time take control and just move your direction in any way they want. You're going to be like a boat with no oars. What happens to a boat with no oars? It just floats in the water wherever it wants to, right?
Last part. Negotiation.
Step one in negotiation, especially in business negotiations, where most salespeople go wrong. When they're negotiating with the client, they think that the negotiation is about they asking for a discount and me giving it or not giving it or what percentage do I give it. Now that's 100% wrong approach to negotiations. Negotiation is not about only a discounting or a price conversation. The moment I hear the word, hey, of course there is a price objection, but the negotiation can be about 10 different things and should be about 10 different things. If I'm hearing that, hey, this is not worth $10,000, my next question is, what do you think is the worth is? And why do you think it's lesser worth? I'll take you back to the drawing board with me. I'll still check. Hey, you talked about, you have stalled opportunities, you have long sales cycles, you missed your forecast numbers in the 6 quarters, you're looking to grow 80% this year. Are these the right problems? Yeah, Bhavani, these are. And do you agree with the set of 3 things that we agreed would help you achieve all of this? Yeah. I'll take them back there. And I say, hey, we are talking about the impact of solving this one little thing is going to be about $2.5 million on your funnel. And I use the most important weapon in negotiations. I pause. right?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then there's a sinking feeling. Now, here's a guy who understands my world, my problems, my aspirations, my ambitions. Of course, the cost of doing business with him is slightly more than anyone else, but looks like a safe bet. So I'm going to do 2, 3, 4 things here, right? One, I'm going to make the decision-making process risk-free. I'm going to de-risk my buyer at every single step, number one. Number two, I'm going to continuously talk about the impact of my work on your life, both at a business and at a personal level.
Yeah.
It's not just your organization. Let me tell you how you're going to get this, right? So, I'm going to talk about the impact of my work. And third and the most important thing in negotiations is, now, you nail this down, and in the process, you haven't come across as a sales guy. You've come across as somebody who solves the problem, who's an expert. Your worth anyways is going to be very high for me. I'm going to do one very critical thing in the whole process. I'm going to make it so hard for you to say no to me, and I'm going to change the whole paradigm of evaluation for the rest of my 5 competitors out there.
Yeah.
So when you sit with them, and if you think that you're going to lock me out of the deal, I'm going to make it so tough for anyone else. I'm going to ring fence that deal, right? I'm going to have my own way to secure that. And finally, in negotiations, of course, the best way to think about a negotiation is it's never one way. And this is the number one mistake that most people do.
Yeah.
They start to feel, what am I getting in the return is the deal. No, baby, no. What you are getting in return is nothing. Yeah. They're signing up the deal with you because you are the one who's solving these problems that they cannot solve, and you are the best out of there amongst other 5 people who would do it for them. So they're not doing a favor to you by signing this off with you.
Yeah.
They are doing this because you can do this the best way possible out there.
Yeah.
So take that out. Now, all right, if I give you the discount, what do I get in return? And now I'm going to talk about, all right, so if there are, let's say, 5 demands in negotiation, out of these 5 demands, you quickly figure out, you need to have a very quick clock speed, by the way, right? Out of the 5 demands, you figure out that this is non-negotiable. There are 2 that I can work around with, and there are 2 I'll agree to it. So what I do is I start with a yes. I say, all right, so these 5 things, I'm going to take out the price for a moment here, but let's just agree. If you get these 4, then you don't have any other objections other than the price? You say, yeah, all right. So what I do is I start with the ones that I can say yes immediately to, because I want that person to feel that they're winning. It's so important. I want them to go out of this negotiation and feel that they have won these 2 rounds, right? So you get a yes from me on 1 or 2. You get a partial yes with some change terms. All right, so you think you're going to make, no. So I don't accept payments 30 days after I've done the work.
Yeah.
And you're saying that you cannot do it in advance. Can we agree on something in the middle ground, right? So there are some things that you come on a middle ground. And then there is one that I say, not hey, possible. You know what? I've agreed on everything that you asked for. Give me this one. Yeah? And I get that one which is absolutely non-negotiable for me. And usually that's the one that is most important for both the parties. But you have to let them win. Yeah? It's just...
empathy in this whole thing is empathy. A big deal, isn't it?
Empathy, yeah. And but it's important. You wouldn't be able to do all of this if your step 1 in the sales process was transactional. If you have made it a buyer-seller conversation, you'll never ever be able to even reach this point because you haven't asked the right questions. You haven't uncovered things that they value the most. And there is no impact of whatever you're doing on their lives. It's going to become a commodity. You don't want this to become a commodity.
Well, Bhawani, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here.
This was such a fabulous conversation.
Yeah.
And I hope, considering where all we went, right, from self-worth to, all the way to negotiation and the sales process, I hope this can be applied to your individual journeys, not just to career and selling, but just in your life, whether it is choosing your partner, choosing preferences for your own health, or choosing yourself, or career, right? In all of these principles and topics that we covered are very handy.
No,
They
thank you so
come
much for
fully.
having me here.
Yeah, thank you.
Loved working with you and the team today. I think it's a day well spent, and
Thank you.
there are things that I learned today. So really
Thank
happy
you.
to be here. Thank you so much.
So I want to end with
All right.
life is everything in life is on sale. I hope this conversation helps you not to go on distressed sale
Oh yeah.
for yourself. Didn't come out well, no? Kachada it came. It is such a kachada line it came out.
Put some BGM.